you can buy a refrigerator from Samsung that not only has an enormous display on it, but has cameras on the inside, can understand what's in the refrigerator, and they've basically built an inventory management system that can tell you, oh, you're running low on eggs. That is how stores restock. So why not restock your fridge that way?
Avi Greengart, welcome to Visionary.
Thank you so much.
So, I'd like you to set the scene and tell us from your perspective, how much is AI genuinely reshaping consumer technology?
So, first of all, at CES, we are seeing a lot of AI washing. So, there's a lot of, we're going to put AI into everything. We're going to pretend like it's a Marvel movie. We're going to use the word AI in front of everything, like quantum. Um, um, but the truth is that AI is being integrated into all of our consumer electronics. Sometimes it just to add useful features. Sometimes it's the entire product. So when you have a smart speaker in your home, that is an AI enabled device, and the AI is being used to provide you with the information, but to help you find your favorite podcasts, to tell you the weather, to set reminders, and to answer questions about geography, which is what my son constantly asks.
So, I guess you'd say then that AI is mainstream now and it's not just all happening on an industrial behind the scenes level.
So, I mean, there's no question that if you are doing coding, for example, and you're a programmer, you're probably using AI to help you with your task. Similarly, there are AI um, models that have been trained on medical information, and we're starting to see things being used in industrial areas too. However, the consumer use cases are real. People are using them for companionship. There's a company here that was showing clinical data that showed loneliness and suicidal ideation drop when their seniors who are in homes, nursing homes, are get one of these devices and can talk to it on a regular basis. You want to figure out how to do something, you could go to YouTube or you could ask your AI, and sometimes it's actually easier to ask the AI, and it'll give you step-by-step directions for how to do something on your computer or how to do something in real life. There are even tools now that we're starting to see integrated into your smartphones, for example, where you feed it information that you got from your child's school, or football club, and they give you a mountain of here are all the dates and things, and it can just automatically import it into your calendar, set reminders, alert you to things that you need to know. You need to be, it's your turn to bring snacks, those kinds of things. Those are all real.
So, at the fair now, at CES, what is the attitude towards AI? Is it excitement or is it there perhaps some skepticism?
So there's both. Keep in mind that this is actually a gigantic trade show. So there are a lot of people here who are trying to do backdoor deals. And AI in the data center is sucking up a lot of resources, money for sure, energy, absolutely, but also the entire supply of memory chips. So one of the undercurrents here at CES is, how are we going to sell all these fancy new laptops and smartphones and gadgets, if we have to raise prices because the memory supply is so constrained, because it's all going into gigantic data centers to run cloud-based AI?
Are consumers actually asking for AI features, or is it just being sold to them? Are brands still pushing those solutions at them?
There's no question that some things consumers genuinely are asking for. We all want, if you're buying a video doorbell, having the ability to know when a package has been dropped off is incredibly useful. Nobody needs to sell that to you. They just need to invent it, put it in the doorbell camera, and then tell you about it. But then there are devices that are a little bit more out there. I've been walking around with something that was announced here at the show called a Lookie. You wear, it's a pendant, you wear it, it's sort of a life logging, it's constantly taking photos. and then giving you a summary of your day. It's kind of delightful, but it raises huge privacy questions. And uh, not only that, there are serious issues in terms of, does anybody even want this? We're getting smart glasses with cameras in them, and the AI can help you understand your surroundings. Now, if you're visually impaired, this is a lifesaver. But at the same time, it does open up questions like, are how many consumers are asking for this, and do they understand the implications? And I do think that, there are going to be times when the use case makes itself clear, where when you're having AI enabled devices, do you really want them essentially spying on you in your own home?
Mm.
And we've basically accepted that. If you're taking a smart speaker into your house, that we've accepted that trade off. We've accepted the trade off that there are literally something like 5-7 billion uh, camera enabled, we call them smartphones, but they're camera enabled devices that everybody is using all the time, and there are pros and cons to that. And then you add an AI layer on top of that, which can do some interpretations, can give you some proactive instructions. One of my devices was telling me that I need to keep hydrated because I kept seeing that I was at a bar. Well, I was at a bar because I was meeting with clients at CES, which is where all the evening things happen. I don't drink, so there's a little bit of a disconnect sometimes here with what it thinks it should be telling you and what's useful. But having some of these devices when you're at a Disneyland with your kids, and it's capturing memories for you automatically and then giving you a summary, or giving you the ability to be at the beach and wearing sunglasses and capture things without having an intermediary that also sometimes sucks you out of the moment. Um, those are very, very useful, and so we are seeing some of these devices go mainstream with AI. The Some of the more advanced ones are sort of early adopter territory, and I do question this here at CES. TVs are a big deal, and of course they're all getting AI. And one of the demos that I got was someone trying to tell me that I'm going to use my television to plan my next trip. No, I'm not. um, that's not where I want to plan my trip while I'm sitting back and watching TV. That's not even the place where I could use that information, because I'm going to want to do research. I'm going to want to save the information. And of course, the next thing that the company said was, well, you can transfer all that information directly over to our laptops, which will happily also sell you. So these are emerging ecosystems, emerging use cases. Some of the things we're definitely going to want to do. You want to ask your television, show me the clip from The Princess Bride where they're sword fighting. Yeah, that's kind of great.
Mm.
And Amazon just launched that. Um, and you want to, ask it, how do I, prepare an omelet? And you've got a smart display or a television in your kitchen, so you're actually using it in that sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Having your TV be your lifelong companion. LG, was it LG that was called? Oh, Samsung was calling its appliances home companions. Yeah, that's not the job that I want my dishwasher to do for me.
You're talking about the information coming from AI being reliable, but I wonder just how much we can trust.
Can you trust it? No. Um, and so, it really depends on what you're doing and how you're doing it. And so, even the use case, which is clearly useful, again, going back to the original, if you're a programmer, you're probably using one of these tools to help you. You still need to go through the code, and you still need to understand how code works in order to get a result that you're going to be able to depend on, particularly if you're doing something in regulated industries where you're worried about people's money or people's health information.
Tell me what else is exciting you at CES.
So CES is just sort of an overwhelming cavalcade of gadgets and flashy things. There are some really cool things here. I'm not gonna pretend otherwise. So some of the things that we saw, there are new smart display glasses. I even have a pair here. These are from Xreal. You put these on, you plug them into just about anything, and now you have a virtual huge, enormous screen in front of you. And it's plug and play. It genuinely works. They're in U.S. dollars. They're 450 U.S. dollars. That's actually less expensive than the last version. They're higher resolution. They're brighter, and they have enough of a field of view that you really feel like you're whatever you're doing, whether you're gaming or watching content, or even potentially using this as a display for working, connected to your laptop. It really it's pretty cool. There's a version that Xreal is working on with Asus's ROG ROG gaming brand that has extremely fast refresh rates, 240 hertz. So you can play games where you're trying to shoot people in the head, because that's what people seem to like to do today. And you'll be able to get a better headshot. I use them for racing simulators, so the cars are smoother, so I crash slightly less often. So that was announced here today. LG announced OLED TVs that are just so much better, especially in terms of how bright they are versus how dark they get. Um, from prior versions, that even if you bought last year's model, the new G6 OLED just is noticeably better. I was very impressed. Lenovo has a whole bunch of laptops here. So does everybody, because Intel has a new line of chips that are a big improvement over the previous ones. Qualcomm has new chips here. AMD has new chips here, and so it's going to be very hard to buy a bad laptop in 2026. But Lenovo is planning for like 2027, and they're showing off concept devices here that have rollable displays. Now they actually have a rollable laptop on the market today that gets bigger. And it rolls in, and the screen rolls into the base. And you can actually purchase this today. It's expensive, but I have one. It's great. The new concept one that they're showing off, the display rolls over to the back. And what that does is it means it can use a regular laptop base that they already make for something else, which means it should be a lot less expensive. But it also means that when you have the laptop closed and the screen is folded down, you have a little bit of a laptop display on the back, which means that you can put your calendar there so you can see what your next appointment is, even when the laptop's closed. So really cool stuff there. And that's not the one that's getting everyone excited. They also showed off one where the screen rolls out sideways. And so for gamers who want a widescreen gaming experience, it's a regular screen. When it's closed, you open it up and then it expands to the side. I also probably expect a bunch of finance people to buy that, so they just have a bigger widescreen so they can see more charts. But that would be from Lenovo's Legion brand, and not yet out yet. That was just a concept that we saw here at CES. But at the same time, Lenovo has actually taken some of these ideas to production in the past.
Lenovo sounds like it's doing great things. Are there any other examples of brands that really seem to kind of get it, that understand what it is that consumers want and are actively trying to make those things?
Well, I mean, aside from the messaging around around your dishwasher wanting to be your friend, Samsung has a whole bunch of products that um, are genuinely interesting, to the point where, like, you can buy a refrigerator from Samsung that not only has an enormous display on it, but has cameras on the inside, can understand what's in the refrigerator, and they've basically built an inventory management system that that can tell you, oh, you're running low on eggs, and we've seen that, your egg supply is low. We're adding it to your shopping list. This, Yeah, you must have some family over that's drinking all the orange juice because that's gone. And I think that's we'll see how well it works, but that is how stores restock. So why not restock your fridge that way?
Mm.
That's kind of cool. And they too are have gigantic televisions with brighter and more colorful displays. Some of those displays are going into monitors for gaming that are just extraordinary. It's the Odyssey line from Samsung that have very high refresh rate, very high pixel density. Some of them can do 3D, which when you're gaming can actually sometimes make sense. So that's really there are a lot of there are a lot of things that that company is doing right too.
What do you think is going to be driving the next phase of consumer electronics?
I mean, clearly AI as a feature is driving a lot of new capabilities. And I also think that the next thing that people are going to be looking at are wearables and digital health. The smartphone is not going away. Anyone who thinks that it is it's wrong. It is just simply too useful, a form factor and a user interface to have a slab of glass in your hands. Some of them are folding now. They're getting more interesting in that sense. They're getting more useful in that sense. They're getting more expensive in that sense. But then adding onto that ecosystem with smarter devices, whether they go in your ears or on your face, in a lanyard, on your wrist, tracking your health metrics, making sense of the context around you, and eventually overlaying information onto the real world so that you can have improved experiences, improved memory. I can't remember who I talked to, but perhaps this will help. um, uh, um, and of course, a lot of this will be advertising driven and drive us crazy. There will be privacy implications, but just having your vitals, knowing how well you've slept, and helping you use that information, tracking health metrics so that you can talk to your doctor, or in some cases, your doctor or a health service can work with you and is in the background, understand how well your medications are working. These are all things that are genuinely coming. Some of them are here already. Some of them are being shown off here at CES with intentions going forward, and some are still in the lab testing phase. Too expensive to make commercially, too bulky to make commercially. The battery life isn't there to wear one of these things all day. The heat dissipation problems are being worked out. And you have companies like Qualcomm that are working on the silicon that goes into these things, so that you can have those computing experiences without literally burning your face off.
Avi, I can see that you're having tremendous fun with all your gadgets there.
No, 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 no. This is work. It is not fun. It is a good show. I have a lot of fun at my job. CES is a bit of a grind. Literally tens of thousands of steps taken each day, trying to hydrate because you're in a desert. Meetings from morning till very, very late at night. It's a bit of a sleep deprivation test of more than anything else. And I have the smart rings tracking my sleep to tell me so.
Nevertheless, I'm going to leave you to your toys now. Avi Greengart, thank you very much for coming on Visionary.
My pleasure.